was getting late in the year again. So, and Gerald was beginning to be plagued by his nightmares again. Did somebody else start having nightmares?
I started having one.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah, I thought somebody
I had a wee nightmare just for fun.
had a bit of a turn, a bit of a funny turn. Yeah. So Gerald has started having his nightmares again. Dr. Highsmith has recently been afflicted with the same. Well, nightmares, but different. And then out of the blue, the William Gresty, or Wilfred Gresty, as his actual real name is, popped up for assault in the local paper for assaulting a verger in a church in the middle of the night.
As you do.
As you
And
do.
who hasn't assaulted a verger in a church in the middle
That's
of
what
the
they're
night?
there for.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
Sorry, watched Rawhead Rex not so long ago, and it's a verger assaults people. It's absolutely bonkers mental.
Oh dear. I still can't believe Clive Barker wrote that. Did he write the entire? He did write it. So it is a story. It is a story, wrote, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on Clive Barker's short story in Books of Blood.
I can't remember if I've actually read the short story. I've read most of Books of Blood. Anyway, digressing. So yeah. And aside from him wittering on about his favourite architect who created all these weird churches, which spoiler, a bit of a red herring. Because I think we were starting to go disappear down a rabbit hole with that, weren't we?
We'll leave the tangent door open. They're going to come back and what can I say?
There's a church. There's got to be some evil cultists involved.
Especially churches with like obelisks, and let's go to Egypt and find the source of the stone that.
Oh god, yeah. But yes, so more importantly, he brought up Malcolm Quarrie, or more specifically, Malcolm Quarrie's wife. Who let me find some. So we need a bit more detail on that, really. I think, don't we? Let's just flip back a bit there. Where's my notes? I have such things somewhere. Book 2, Goatwood.
Did you mention something about Egypt?
Only as a.
Only as a place we're definitely not going.
There's nothing to. Egypt is in no way related to this investigation at all.
I feel we should definitely go there then.
Yeah.
I have a long story about that I think you would all enjoy. But that's a story for another day.
Okay.
Every good Cthulhu story ends up in Egypt at some point.
Yeah. Let's spend 8 weeks, 8 sessions just doing nothing in Egypt.
Yeah. I think you mean looking for clues.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Well, every week Phil's trying to scribble some sort of story together.
Yeah.
Go fight with those ages, no ones that run the camels and try and extort people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually a secret cult to try and kidnap people on the camels. That's what they're doing. The tourist guides all
poor innocent bystanders that suddenly roped into being members of a cult.
See, to be fair, it's 1920s. If you go to Egypt and hang around the Great Pyramid at night, it's going to be crawling with investigators, all desperately looking for clues.
It's a virus.
Yeah.
In fact, all the monsters are moving out going, oh god, another one, can I get no sleep in here?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you ended up going on a bit of a pub crawl with Gresty. And after he'd ranted on about Hawksmoor churches, red herring, and then late into the night, he started talking about Quarrie. Or rather, first he started off mentioning that his work in London was complete and was finally being allowed to return home where he's from, which he said was a little village called Mercy Hill in the Severn Valley.
Yeah.
In the Severn Valley, not the Severn Valley. I got told off for pronouncing that wrong today. And that he'll be going back there very soon.
Oh.
And he said that he will take up what's his, and that includes the quarry woman in Nug's farm. And yeah, and also I'd say this is sort of, and sort of like this is between us, you see, as friends, yes. And yeah, so he told you that that Malcolm, this HIllary Quarrie, is Malcolm Quarrie's, or was Malcolm Quarrie's wife. And yeah, so Gresty refers to this and to this organizer, another cult that he's set to inherit the leadership of. So he reckons he's going to go back to Mercy Hill, take over this cult, take possession of HIllary Quarrie, and sire another heir, which apparently Old Man Atkinson was unable to do. And yeah, so and good to his word. The next when you try to look him up again, I think it was the next day even, he'd gone. He'd left. So from there, I believe you'd started looking into the places that he mentioned.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the studying the latest audience survey maps of the Severn Valley, there was no village, feature, or landmark or anything called Mercy Hill. But you managed to go into, I think you went to the British Museum Library, but you managed to find a succession of small-scale maps of the area that were being produced by the in a military survey in 1910. And amongst those, you found one covering a small area of about 30 miles south of Gloucester that shows a hamlet of no more than 10 houses called Mercy Hill. And it sits near the similarly insignificant habitations of Clotton, Lower Clotton, and Temp Hill, all of which were on the more recent maps, whereas Mercy Hill and the village of Goatwood, that's also on these military survey maps, is not. So best of all, these military maps show Nug's farm as one of 3 farms that's located about a mile south of Lower Clotton. And according to these maps, the villages appear unreachable. There's no roads leading to them. They're quite remote, made more so remote by the fact that they appear to only be reachable by footpaths, and the area is obviously clearly very lightly, very little population. And on top of that, it's bounded on one side by the Forest of Dean to the east and the River Severn to the west. And one thing you did notice as well, though, is that on the older maps, these maps from about 1910, compared, or rather on the newer maps, compared to the older maps from 1910, the forest has expanded to the point that it's impinging upon where all these places that you found, upon Mercy Hill, upon Nug's Farm, upon Temple. Of course, some of those aren't visible aren't present on the Ordnance Survey maps. But yeah, strangely, rather than it being the wood being cut back and reduced, like you'd expect due to like expanding farming and things. The forest seems to have expanded, like grown. So I believe you did a little bit of looked into travel, how you could get there. So you discovered that there's a train, a Great Western train that leaves from London Paddington that takes to the city of Gloucester, which is about a journey of about a couple of hours. And it looks, from what you can tell, it looks like you'll be able to make a change in trains from there to reach Clotton. I believe, have we got a map? I think we've got a map of that. Let's have a look. Not in that bit. Yeah, here we are.
See, if there aren't any roads, maybe we should like steal a tank.
Great idea.
I was thinking initially, I was thinking tractor, but
just flat out break into a military base, steal a tank, and just roll into town. No shit, skip it.
I mean,
Got a couple of Fox armored cars. They were about at that time. We could drive them ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, like the tanks of the day were obviously slow, probably just as dangerous on the inside as they are. We'll be deaf and probably poisoned by diesel fumes.
Don't worry, we'll just speak in a fake German accent. They'll think it's the German front again.
Yeah, that wouldn't go down too well. That would be burning torches and pitchforks.
Yeah, so yeah, it looks like you can get a train from London Paddington to the city to Gloucester, and from there it looks like, as you can see on the map, it looks like you can get a train from Gloucester down to Clotton, and from there you can see on your maps you've got from the copies of the maps you got from the library. You can see that there's like a trail, some footpaths that lead up from Clotton through the sort of out the fringes of the Forest of Dean up towards Lower Cotton, towards Mercy Hill, and where Nug's farm is located, just south of Mercy Hill.
Yeah, of course we might accidentally go there on our rambling holiday, which we all decide to go on. You know, being close to the Cotswolds and that. You know, when we book into our hotel in Clotton.
I'm gonna have to think of a clever disguise for going there.
Don't disguise yourself as a sheep. People will get excited.
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
There'll be loads of kids running up going, Daddy!
You'd be all right because Velcro's not been invented yet.
But while he boots hopping.
Man.
Rightio. So, I think that pretty much covers where we were up to. Unless anybody's got anything to add to that.
No, we've been outsourcing hiking gear and stuff to pass ourselves off as ramblers.
Yes.
And then we were just waiting for the group to get together, and then we're going to mosey on out there.
Your wax coat and your Wellingtons.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, what time are we on? So it is the 14th, the morning of the 14th of December, apparently.
Down to Paddington then, the choo-choo.
Yeah.
Wait, exactly what day is it and what year?
It is December 1929 and it is Thursday the 14th of December.
Give me a second. I need to look up something real quick.
Yeah, plenty of warm weather stuff. A nice thermos flask.
Yeah. So I think as we mentioned, well, I think we mentioned before as well last time. Although it's winter, and there is obviously, there is some degree of snowfall and sort of freezing temperatures. Is by no means to the level as it was last year. Yeah, you might get a little, a little dusting of snow, maybe at most a couple of centimeters, but yeah, not the extreme weather that was hitting the country last year.
Yeah, but wasn't last year the group was up in Inverness, which is a hellhole in winter. Anyway, normally. If anyone's ever been up that way, oh boy,
Yeah.
whoa.
I just thought of a clever disguise that I could do for the town. I'm not sure they would know who it is, but what if I decide to disguise Norman as Charlie Chaplin?
That could work.
Although surely that would attract attention.
Yeah.
We could use you as a diversion. So when everybody's running after you,
Yeah, that's the
with
idea.
autographs.
That's the idea of the disguise.
Look, it's Charlie
the
Chaplin.
It's Charlie Chaplin. Which he's also known as Sir Charles Spencer Chaplin.
Oh. So, the floor is yours, gentlemen.
I guess we're heading down to Paddington then to get on the choo-choo.
I suspect so.
Whoop, whoop.
I wonder how much money I could get if I disguised myself as Charlie Chaplin and gave fake autographs.
Not really a thing in the 20s though.
Autograph hunters.
Yeah, and there weren't really the movie premieres and stuff. I know people were familiar with actors, but they didn't.
No, I think
didn't really become a phenomenon until the early 80s.
No, I think people probably got signed. Maybe did get autographs and stuff. But I don't think there was that whole. Certainly not. Certainly weren't turning up at conventions and saying you can give me 20 quid and you can have my autograph on a photograph.
No, I don't think it were really a thing at that time, were it?
No.
Yeah, no, it was very sort of the theater. It was still the theater mindset.
Yeah.
So very aloof, and it all had to be done very politely. There wasn't paparazzi or anything.
No, not really. There weren't really that concept of that kind of thing then. It was yes, famous actors like Charles Astor.
And where we're going, I don't think we would even know the cinema, to be honest. The cinema was basically exclusive for like cities.
Yeah, small towns wouldn't have had a cinema, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had one at all.
Maybe it wouldn't be such a good idea to disguise myself as Charlie Chaplin.
Well, you could do it, but nobody would, it wouldn't have. That's what we're just contemplating here.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have because of the time and the sort of culture.
Yeah.
And we're getting to rural England here, or Wales, actually.
Yeah, they don't have cinemas now, let alone
I'm sure we'll think of other clever disguises.
I say sheep. Honestly, you'll have lots of fun anyway. You make more money that way. Could we we pouch on for your pound notes?
You know what? Let's go for it. What would the check be for
sheep with lipstick?
What would the check be for disguising myself as Charlie Chaplin be?
I'm not really sure.
So you're not taking any outdoor gear then? You're going to the little tuxedo?
just going to wear a little suit, cane, and some slightly larger
just
than
get that classic hat, get the fake mustache on there, dye my hair a little bit, or maybe it's.
I suppose there's a chance I might. Oh no, of course I wouldn't know. That's no idea about 20 years too early, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh well, not 20 years too early, but too early though.
Plot twist: Norman Parsons.
It's a coming.
Plot twist: Norman Parsons was secretly Charlie Chaplin this whole time.
So, as I say, gentlemen, the floor is yours. What are you up to? What are you doing? As Norman contemplates his latest disguise.
No, just obviously checking my gear, make sure it's correct. You know, I've got enough warm weather stuff, and
I'm just gonna roll the disguise check to see what happens.
So
Would that just be regular, I guess?
It would, I guess. I guess so. Yeah. I suppose it's not a complicated thing. So, is there anything in particular that you take? Oh, but that would be that would be an extreme success. Wow. So yeah, more Charlie Chaplin than Charlie Chaplin. Perhaps.
Yeah.
You know, I just leave the guys and then just like wait for a moment and then come back disguised as Charlie Chaplin.
Okay. Plenty of maps. Plenty of warm socks.
Yeah.
That's all we need, I think, isn't it?
I think so. You can. The socks will double as gloves.
Very well.
yep. Thermos flask. We're not camping, so
No.
we're civilized people. Of after all, you know, we
yeah,
will
I'm
go
too
back to-
old. I'm
we
too
will
old
return
for
to the
that
hotel.
camping malarkey.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We don't want to be doing no camping. Not in this weather. It's December.
It is.
Are we taking our firearms?
Yes.
Bearing in mind the legalities of such things.
So what?
There might be wild
firearms?
boar. You know, we're getting into the wild.
What have you got?
Well, yeah. What firearms? have you
also,
got?
hang
12.
on, is that law? That law is still in effect, isn't it? So if we take a longbow,
No, that sadly is an entirely a myth.
oh,
And
God.
it's only in the city of Chester is the one that you're thinking of,
yes,
but also
on a
largely
Wednesday.
largely mythical.
Mm.
As far as legality of firearms goes, at this present time, shotguns are illegal.
Mm.
You don't need a license for a shotgun.
Which-
A rifle or a handgun, you need a license, and it is the license is specific to that
Yeah.
actual gun, not just a type of gun, but that individual weapon.
Also, sawn-off shotguns, not so much.
Yeah, sawn-off shotgun's not illegal,
No.
but more easily concealed. But yeah,
Yeah.
you could
Put
obviously
it in a haversack.
yeah, obviously you don't go walking down the high street with a shotgun over your shoulder, but technically it's legal.
So,
Although I believe
How-
you have to have it I think you have to have it broken, don't you? If you're carrying.
I
it
would
around
have thought
with
so,
you.
yeah.
So stripped apart, disassembled, to go in the knapsack in London, and then we can reassemble when we get to the hotel.
Yeah. So the question is what guns is it that you have? I think is it just shotguns you've got?
I think so now. So I've got a sawn-off shotgun and a pump action.
Yeah. I think did somebody have a license for a handgun? Was that your character, Andy?
No.
No.
No, mine. It doesn't. He obviously he was an ex-police officer, but he's got no license to carry.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of John's characters I'm thinking
I
of.
think it were. I think it were.
I think it was John. Yeah.
Yes, it
Because he was
wasn't it?
posh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much money.
Yeah.
And you know what happens to people with too much money? They end up frozen in Inverness
Yeah.
with all the bones broken.
Yeah.
Or imploded in the Atlantic. Too soon?
I cannot believe you would sink so low.
Oh,
I'll go to any depths for this.
oh dear.
It's a pun fest.
That's probably going to be the most horrifying thing about this episode. What's the start? Oh my goodness! It's Charlie Chaplin. Oh, I absolutely loved your Mabel's married life. May I, good sir? I'd sort of grab a notebook to get an autograph.
I'd just like smile and then say, "You already know it's me, Norman, right?"
Oh, you cad! You killed me again.
I'll just
Tarnations.
I'll pretend to be one of the double take brothers.
Okay, so
'Tis me, Leclerc.
It's canonical now. Norman is a master of disguise.
so you all board the train along with Charlie Chaplin at Paddington Station to Gloucester.
Can Charlie Chaplin talk us into getting into first class carriages?
Oh wow.
Probably end up in third.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I imagine if they know who Charlie Chaplin is, they would want to accommodate.
Or throw him off the train.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Why not? Why not? Thank you for introducing that possibility, Charles. Let's see where we go with this.
Well, you know, one of such breeding, you know.
Let me see here.
So, what kind of?
I mean, I guess that would be an acting check.
I would think that would be an acting.
Or credit rating.
I would
first
tell you what,
class.
a credit rating, a role that must encompass acting and credit rating. So one role, and it must pass both skills.
That makes sense. Anyway,
It makes perfect
acting
sense
first.
to me. So just the one role. That is a Oh, you've only failed by one. You could, if you click on it, you could spend one luck to make it a success. But I don't think it will pass your credit rating.
No,
though.
very much. Unless
I mean, let's see if I pass the credit rating first.
No.
and
It's
then-
just one roll. So it's one roll for both. One roll that needs for both
Yeah,
skills.
so you rolled 76 for acting and credit rating.
So it's the same. It's the same roll that's used for both skills.
Oh, I mean, I could just spend the luck.
You could. That will give you a pass on the acting, but it wouldn't give you a pass on the credit rate. Ooh,
What's your credit
rating?
rating?
20.
It may not pass for the credit rating,
So
but it's important that the acting works, so at least they still think he's Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
maybe you talked. That was your problem. They weren't expecting you to
Yeah, no.
have a squeaky voice.
He wouldn't have had any acting like talking roles at this point, would he? I suppose.
I
No.
mean that's actually the truth. Like, he was a silent performer.
He was. I think. Yeah.
He
Although
did
he
two
did-
movies, I think.
He what? Sorry.
I think he did 2 movies before he finished.
What
Yeah, and
talkies?
they
You
were
mean?
both, and they were both, I believe, relatively poorly received.
Yeah, because like you said, didn't he have a weird voice, or a voice that
Or at
didn't
least
didn't fit
didn't
people's
match.
expectations?
Yeah, it didn't match the Little Tramp. Yeah,
So yeah, we're talking Charlie Chaplin, the history thereof, this evening.
as you do.
Anyway, so unfortunately, there are no spare
First class
cabins.
seats.
Yeah, first class seats. I'm going to say seats. They're the
Compartments.
compartments. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, there are no first class. So they apologise to Mr. Chaplin, but there are no first class compartments available. But they do make sure that you have the best of the second class ones.
Well, thanks.
It's better than third class.
It's better than
Well,
third
yeah.
class. So, radio. Right, so you catch the train leaving, leaving Paddington Station about 9 of that morning. let's move forward to the time. And I say the train journey is quite. Was it short? It's 2 hour. It's 2 hour train journey to Gloucester. So yeah, when you arrive at Gloucester, there's So as far as you know, you should be able to make a change here, or possibly alternatively take a bus.
Let's go by train.
Yeah.
Not really fancying a bus, to be honest with you. Not in winter.
Yeah.
And not in the 1920s.
No.
Be sore in fact, we'll have to take damage for our bottoms.
Yeah.
We'll have to take damage rolls because, yeah.
Quite possibly.
So yeah, the journey from London, from Paddington through the western suburbs of the city of London to Thames Valley, and then on past Reading, Swindon, Cirencester, and eventually arriving in Gloucester.
Is that anywhere like Cirencester?
Is that not what I said? Just a Cirencester?
No, you said Cirencester.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same. It's almost the same place.
Next door to each other. People get them often get them confused.
Yeah. It's lesser known.
That'd be it.
Lesser known than Sister City.
I'm sure there's a church by
What, Mr. Wren, or his disgrace
Hawksmoor. I think we should stop off and have a look.
So, enquiries about continuing your journey by rail on the Bristol line are met with disappointment. Yes, there is a train from Gloucester that used to stop at Clotton, but
We're catching the bus.
It now goes straight through. The station in Clotton has been closed due to a lack of demand.
Beaching. Oh no, that's in 40 years' time, isn't it? Well, I guess we are catching the bus then.
Looks like it.
I suspect that something exciting is going to happen on this bus journey.
Oh, fun times.
So one of the porters on Gloucester station, they're able to direct you to where you can get a ticket for the bus to Clotton, the Bristol bus that passes through Clotton. It transpires that there is but a single bus each day. One of the Bristol buses. So most of the Bristol buses take a more direct route, but there is a single bus that actually takes a longer route and passes through Clotton. But it leaves at 9 a.m. each morning, and then makes a return journey later that day, passing back through Clotton at 6 p.m.
Okay. So we have missed it.
Yeah.
I guess. Shall we just go to the pub?
How long would it take us to get to Bristol? Direct
Good
bus?
question. By direct bus, you could catch a train to Bristol. That's a good question.
So,
I'm not sure how far.
People want to go to Bristol to try and catch the 6 o'clock bus heading back.
No, it passes through. Oh yeah. Well, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it passes.
Yeah,
it arrives.
That's the 9 a.m. one here, so it's worth jumping on the train, going to Bristol to catch the.
So it comes.
I see what you mean.
It passes back through. Passes back through Clotton at 6 p.m. So it'll leave. Obviously, it leaves Bristol before that. But yeah, how far is? That's a good point. I'm not sure.
You may have defeated the GM there.
Da, da, da.
I think we should definitely do that.
Oh my god, no, I don't want to do that.
What the
Let's
hell?
look.
Bristol.
Well, if it was a couple of hours, must have been more than a couple hours from London to Bristol.
So it's
Even on a branch line, it
But we're
can't
in
take that long.
Gloucester now, so we're out.
yeah. So it's currently about 20 past 11 in the morning. So let's see how far is. I could have just put how far is Bristol from Gloucester. That would have been probably.
I just remember the time I was in Carlisle waiting to catch another train, and I went to the pub in real life, and it didn't end well.
No, it very rarely does. To be honest with you, it doesn't. That kind of thing.
That was me trying to catch a train back to Stranraer.
Yeah.
And I got distracted.
So it is. It's only about 40 miles.
Oh.
So
Seems- yeah.
that seems entirely feasible. Yes, you could do
There'll be
that.
time for a afternoon pub lunch.
It would. So you could catch the train from Gloucester down to Bristol, and then catch the bus from Bristol to Gloucester that calls off in Clotton.
Yeah.
Of course, that will mean that you will arrive at Clotton at 6 p.m. when it's dark.
That's fine, because we'll go straight into the hotel. Like,
Yeah, we'll just go to the local inn,
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Airbnb it.
1920 style.
Yeah. Which actually means just break into somebody's house while they're out.
Yeah.
Sleep in their bed. Leave before
That
they
is
go.
that's it. That is the only way to do
I
it.
think that's where the nursery rhyme Goldilocks and Three Birds, like
Yeah, I
got
was
its
just
origins
gonna
from.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just people
Yeah,
in its
that-
hair, breaking into people's houses.
Seems quite reasonable.
Absolutely.
So is that what you're going to do? You're going to just get a connecting train to Bristol from Gloucester then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I like it as a general plan.
So, where is that in relation to? So yeah, God, that's much. So it's a 2-hour journey from London to Gloucester. So it's only going to be about half an hour to Bristol.
Result.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so that gets you into circumnavigating that event and getting you into Bristol. Getting you into Bristol at about, let's say the train leaves at 11:30. So yeah, just almost exactly at midday.
Oh, excellent.
Cool. We like that.
So the bus will leave Bristol. Let us see. So how long does the bus take from Gloucester? Takes about an hour, I think. So it's probably a bit longer from Bristol. Yeah. So if we say the bus leaves Bristol about 4:30.
Yeah.
So it's a long ass journey going to on these buses that takes all the back roads.
Yeah. Sounds fair though.
Do you want to do anything while you're in the fair city of Bristol?
Is there anything we need?
Kind of squared that away before we left. It's all
Yeah.
essentials, so it's
Nothing else we really need, is there?
Not that I can think of. Maybe some fresh sandwiches.
Yeah.
It'd be handy. But yeah, other than that, I think we're good. No, I can't really think of anything massively exciting. No, just find the bus. Be right.
Okay. So, yeah. If there's nothing else you want to do while you're visiting the fair city of Bristol, you
If we start doing things, we'll only get into trouble.
yes, probably. So you locate close to the time of departure. You locate the bus stop, where the bus is waiting, sat there waiting. The driver welcomes you aboard. You can see he's got a nice, helpful little name tag that introduces you to Robert Fallon.
Excellent.
So, what's your destination, gentlemen?
Clotton, please.
Please, Mr. Fallon.
You mean Clifton?
No,
Clot-
Clotton.
Oh,
Clotton.
okay.
Just south of Whitminster.
Yes. Well, so he takes your money.
He
gives you-
knows exactly where we mean.
Just, Mr. Fallon, can I just? I'm just interested in your reaction there. Why? What's with Clotton? Why the face?
It's a bit of a backward place. There's folk there aren't that friendly.
Go on. Why? What makes you say they're not as in just not friendly to everybody, or
Yeah, they don't take. They're a bit of an insular. Don't take kindly to strangers. Make people nervous. Don't
Why, have you
fear
had some
God
run-ins?
don't fear God as they should.
have you had some run-ins with them?
Not myself, no.
Oh.
I don't. To be honest, you're the first. You're the first people I've had ask for tickets for Clotton for. Well, probably at least probably a year.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Seems like an excellent point for rambling and
Yeah.
stepping off the beaten path.
Oh,
you know.
don't get me wrong. There's nice countryside out there. The Forest of Dean is supposed. If you like that kind of thing, I believe it's.
Well,
That's
I
what we
believe it's
heard.
become very popular these days to go rambling, as you put it.
Well, that's
Apparently not popular enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as I say, there's the people around Clotton, Tempill, and that area. They don't travel much. They don't move. They don't move with these modern times. They've no interest in what goes on out. They're just the really close knit insular farming communities. They're inbred folk, if you like.
I was just about to say, do they not travel for to meet their wives? Is it all?
Like I say, I think they keep it in the family, so to speak.
Oh, well,
So I did hear tell from a farmer that travelled with me from Gloucester just last week. Got to talking about him. And he says that they don't even use tractors, no lorries or anything like that kind of thing. All like horse-drawn, like from the last century or something.
Well, people are as people are. I'm sure they find us strange as well at times
yeah. I mean,
with our modern ways.
Says you folks, you don't sound like you're from the West Country.
well,
Or IB?
Arp. Yarp.
Dancing around Maple, singing songs about cider.
Apparently, it's more of a It's close to a Brummie accent, apparently.
Well,
round these parts.
Oh, you've got a combine harvester.
I'll give you the key.
well, we're all just doing a little bit of travelling around and seeing the sights, of this fine country.
Yeah, a lot of people want to travel to foreign parts. Why? We've got so much beauty here.
Never a true word spoken, sir. Never a true word spoken. Just maybe Clotton isn't that place. Oh,
Is it not?
Where would you recommend close by? Because we really want to. We would love to.
The Gloucester Canal is nice this time of year.
Is it?
Well, I mean,
Is it close to the Forest of Dean? Because that's the place we want to check out.
Well,
Sorry to
no,
go
it's
to
kind
the-
of the opposite direction, I guess. But it's who am I to tell you what to do, sir? I'm just a bus driver.
Oh, well, we
Oh.
value your local knowledge and experience, of course. Don't ever trash your profession, young sir. You're performing a vital task.
Yeah.
Right. He kind of nods solemnly and says, "Well, anyway, gentlemen, here's your tickets.
Why, thank you.
Feel free to take any seat you wish." And as you look down the bus, there's nobody else on the bus at all.
Yes,
Quiet day
anomalous.
for you then.
It's a quiet route, this one, yes, sir. A quiet route.
Well, that's all right. We'll keep you company.
I would say, can we sit like right next to him?
Can
Yeah, I
we
don't.
build
It's company policy not to distract the driver. I do, especially on these country roads. It's need to keep my focus.
Okay. Is there lots of traffic or?
Not much, sir. No, not much. The roads can be a little treacherous, is all.
Okay. Well, I'll go and sit right at the back in that case. Middle seat at the back and just like pull faces at him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go and take your seats, and the minutes crawl by, and the bus just sits there idly, the engine idling, and it looks like you're going to be the only passengers, and he's just about ready to close the doors. And an old woman comes hurrying up. She looks pretty ancient, but she moves far faster than her years would suggest. And she's got, as she clambers onto the bus, you can see she's got really wide bow legs, and she sort of wraps, even though the driver can clearly see, she like wraps on the glass at the side of his seat. There's lower cab, and tosses a couple of pennies at him.
Is it Granny Weatherwax by any chance?
Almost. So she, you get a good look at her. She turns and she walks down the bus. So she's got, like I said, she's got these just ridiculously bowed legs, and she is ugly as sin with this sour, pinched face, long white whiskers, and she takes a seat. She takes a seat that's as far from you and as far from so kind of central in the bus, as far from anybody else as she possibly can. She doesn't, even though she like sees you, she doesn't like acknowledge your presence at all, and she just sits down with a little handbag on a knee and just like stares ahead.
Okay, that's
So
I'll get up and I'll go sit next. I'll go sit like a seat in front of her.
Do it.
okay, so as you do that, the driver
just don't
glances
want
back.
to leave you this time.
I'll be setting off now, sir. And the bus pulls away. You sort of have to grab hold of the seat a little bit as the bus like judders and jerks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when
I put my arm on the seat and I say, "Evening, madam. Where are you off to?"
kind of glances up at you and then looks back down. She doesn't say it. No response.
Are you all right there, madam? I'm just trying to make a little bit of friendly conversation.
Looking for conversation, young man. I'd be coming and sitting by you. Now, you'd excuse me. I prefer my own company.
Well, now, see, that's the problem with folk these days. No one wants to talk. And actually, I was just trying to be polite. You know, there's no need to be rude, is there?
You'll be rude, sir, by impinging on my privacy.
Well, I mean, if you wanted privacy, I guess you won't get on public transport, would you?
Oh, I'm not rich. I'm not like you think I'm some rich la-di-da.
No, but your legs seem to work all right. So if people who want privacy tend not to sit around with the public.
You're going to get yourself so hexed.
Yeah. It's all right. She's going to get a knuckle dust to face if she not change her tune.
The beating of the old women begins.
She just don't know that yet. All right then, madam. I guess I'll leave you alone if you're going to be so unpolite and not engage in just a little bit of friendly conversation while we're on this bus together. I thought we could make the journey a little bit more easy, but if not, fine.
Right. Doesn't respond. Just like stares out the
Get up and just oh shit. And yeah, I'll get a seat a little bit further down, bus away from her.
Very well.
Oh. Why must you antagonize the locals so you?
I mean, I weren't trying to antagonise. I was just trying to glean a little bit of information from her.
So something to do, you know.
Yeah. It's it just lightens up the mood on the bus.
Well, obviously, my good man, can't you see this lady is troubled? She obviously had something going on in her life. Just her body language tells you exactly that, and it's sort of said it loud enough for her to hear. You know, sometimes they don't understand themselves, but they just need to open up, and it's amazing how much your problems can just dissipate with vocalizing them, for example.
Maybe you should go and tell her that.
Well, I kind of am, but you know.
but from behind. just
any reaction?
Yeah.
Any reaction? No, not a
Yeah.
thing. Not a thing.
Stuff. There's not much else to do, so I'll go up and sort of sit across from her.
Fine.
Apologies for my friend. He could be a little forthright, but he means well. I hope you're not too disturbed.
Seems you're disturbing me just like your friend did.
Oh well, that's not entirely my intention. I'm just
Well, is it not?
trying to smooth the waters.
What were you thinking? To come and sit there and sit there
I
quietly?
was just
It seems that you're
genuinely
talking
concerned.
and disturbing me.
Well, if we come to a revelation, you know, that might change your life, then
Right,
I don't really
she
see
kind
that
of
as...
she picks up a handbag, gets the Bibles out of her seat, and goes and sits down the front of the bus.
Madam, remember, don't distract the driver. Oh, it's honestly troubled. If only you would open up, dear. If only you would open up, you'd be amazed how good that would be.
If a lady insists she wishes not to be disturbed, it best leave her be.
Have you met Charlie Chaplin? He likes to star folks.
Are we still dressed as Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah,
well, he's not had a
just-
chance to get changed. So
Yeah. The idea is he's going in there disguised as Charlie Chaplin, so if he gets kicked out, he can just go back to being Norman.
Fair enough.
As you wish. Right. Okay. So, let's proceed. So, as soon as, not long after Bristol is left behind, the road that the bus takes narrows quickly so that only a single vehicle can use it. There's occasional passing areas to allow for the possibility of brief two-way traffic, but you don't see any other vehicles. And as the bus goes on, winding its way down these narrow lanes, these overgrown hedges begin to press in on the bus, almost claustrophobic. And even from the height that you're sitting in the bus, you only catch occasional glimpses of bare fields beyond. The weather's turning frigid, and there's a dusting of frost and ice on the road. Maybe an inch or two of snow is falling, and there's a bit of light snowfall. been travelling for about an hour, and finally, the bus it passes through a few small towns and villages, and away on your left, you can see what you presume is the Severn River, and between you and the river, there should be between the Gloucester and Berkeley Canal, and ahead in the distance you can see a smudge, which must be the Cotswolds, way off in the distance to the north. And you pass through a couple of hamlets as you go. There's a place called Saul and Framilode. These are tiny places, just a dozen or so houses. The buildings are old, ramshackle, and low roofed, built out of stone with thatched roofs, with each building only having a few tiny windows. And none of these places, these little villages or hamlets you pass through, none of them have any shops, and there's no sign of any shops, no garages, not even any people.
So a bit suspect.
And even more strangely, after passing through this little place called Framilode, I think that the bus passes through more of these little hamlets, but there's no more signs. There's no more signs announcing the names of these places, and no more road signs either.
Well, I'm sure our good bus driver knows where he's going, and he'll give us a shout when we get to Clotton.
Oh, don't you worry yourself, sir. I'll let you know when we get there. There's the Department of Works. They put the signs up, but someone takes them down again. He just shrugs. So it's about.
Somewhat suspicious.
It's about half past 5, and the bus pulls to a halt among these like nondescript little hamlets. And the driver calls back to the old woman, alerting her that this is her stop. She gets to her feet and hobbles off the bus.
How close?
Have a lovely evening.
Bye. Doodle pip. How close are we to like Mercy Hill and all of that?
Clotton.
Are we pretty much there?
About half an hour when we get to Clotton.
So she's not necessarily Clottonese, if that's the collective noun for weirdos.
Right, so she gets off the bus driver closes the doors and sets off, and as the bus pulls away from the stop, she'll glares like sneering at you.
So, one of your regulars, was she, mate?
Seen her once or twice.
Lovely talkative woman.
Yeah,
isn't she?
well, I did warn you. Gentlemen. This is what the people around here are like. They don't take kindly to outsiders. They prefer their own company. I'm not even sure they prefer that.
Well,
You sure you gentlemen want to be getting off at Clotton this time of day?
Well, we're on a mission from God, so
You don't strike me as the religious type.
I say a mission from God. We're on a trip for our boss. So, not so much a mission and not a god, but he's quite an important man in that he pays our wages. So, you know, man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Well, whatever you say, sir.
I just hope that we've got somewhere to stay there.
Funny enough, just about to ask, is there perhaps an inn at Cloton?
There's nothing at Cloton.
Marvelous.
Not even a pub.
No, sir. There's nothing.
Really? Wow.
We didn't bring tents. Is that
I
what-
mean,
No.
is there anywhere that you know we can stay?
No, sir. There's nothing. There's nothing in Cloton. There's none of it. I mean, you've seen these. Have you been looking out the window? Have you seen these places?
Well,
I
yeah.
was kind of hoping that Coloton might be slightly larger than some of these other places. But I guess not. Hey ho.
Oh well.
Like I say, gentlemen, it's up to you, but I won't be back. I won't be back this way until about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that'll be on my way from Gloucester down to Bristol. If you want the bus to Gloucester, then that'll be 6 o'clock tomorrow. 24 hours.
Well, we're here now, so we're going to have to. We'll make do. I'm sure we can manage.
Maybe I'll lean to a campfire.
We're a resourceful bunch.
Are we?
Shh.
Well, things happen when we're around, so does that not count?
Well, yeah, I would guess so.
Anyway, we've got Charlie Chaplin. He'll talk us into somewhere.
Yeah,
Everyone will go wild when see him.
he's famous, don't you know?
So obviously the bus driver hasn't commented on it, so maybe not.
Well,
No, he don't recognise him. He don't seem to recognise him at all.
Okay. Well, on to Cloton. We're all going to die of hypothermia, aren't we?
No, because we've brought outdoor kit, so we can make a lean-to in a fire.
Okay, so pretty much bang on 6 o'clock, by which time it is pitch black outside. You can't see anything. There's no street lights here. You can just, as the bus comes to a stop, and the driver says, "Well, gentlemen, this is Cloton." You can just about make out the sort of grey outlines of these, of more of these sort of low roofed, small buildings. There's maybe about 10 houses.
No sign of life.
No, not a light, nothing. So, gentlemen, shall I look out for you in the morning or tomorrow evening?
I mean, you
Probably.
can keep an eye out for us in the morning.
Yeah. Will be the icicles in the corner.
He shakes his head. He says, "Do you gentlemen even have a torch or anything?"
Well, yeah,
I believe I have a torch.
because we
Might not have any batteries, but yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. This will be like a fake mock movie. We'll call it Charlie Chaplin Wilderness Survival.
Who? You don't look dressed for the weather, Mr. Chaplin, is it?
Yeah, don't worry about him. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Most people can't stand my voice either.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, gentlemen,
Everything
but
is
it's
going to be fine.
I don't mean to be rude, gentlemen, but it's bitterly cold out there, and this bus hasn't got the best heating.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna have to huff it to the next town then.
There is no next town. And the,
Wait, there's an abandoned farm. We could go there.
So he wishes you luck, and promises to look out for you the next day, and as you step out onto the, well, there's no pavement. You step out onto the road, close the doors behind you, and the bus trundles off. And yeah, it's freezing cold. It is snowing. There's maybe, looking about, you can maybe see like about 10 buildings. One, as your eyes kind of like adjust to the gloom from the the lights that were on the bus, the bit of lighting that was on the bus, you can see a bit better. You can see that there's one building almost completely covered in moss that looks much larger than the rest. Looks like it could have been a church. Looks like what might be the stump of an old spire, but it's almost completely overgrown with ivy and really hard to make out. And at this point, you can all make an idea roll as well.
We've gone to Somerset in winter by mistake.
Just got to use our brains for this one.
I think please.
Ideas.
Oh dear,
right?
you didn't suggest that, did you? You're in trouble.
Yes, he did.
Oh dear. What are we rolling for?
And an intelligence check, an idea roll. Oh well, all good. George
I
got
am
one.
fucking on
Gerald
gas.
has got one. Norman and Charles. Everybody's. Yeah, so your brains haven't frozen yet. So it dawns on you that all these places that you've travelled through since leaving Bristol down to these back roads, not one of these like little hamlets or villages had a church. Not a single one. Not even a tiny, not even a little chapel or graveyard. Nothing. This is the first time you've seen something that looks like it might have been a church at some point.
Does it look like a ruin? Is it covered in moss, you said?
Yeah, it's covered. All the stonework is completely covered in moss, and the entire thing itself is almost is overgrown with ivy.
Does it have a roof?
It does. It has a roof. Yeah.
Gentlemen, I think we should go investigate.
Yeah. I think you might be entirely right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pass. So it sits at one end of the village of Clock. Like I said, you can literally count the houses. There's literally 10 houses, including this, of what might be a ruined church.
Are there lights on in the houses?
No. There's no light. There's no sign of any smoke. No smoke coming from chimneys. On occasion, when you're passing some, you maybe hear like muffled voices coming from inside. One or two of them.
But no lights.
No light. There's no light. There's no sign of life at all. You don't see any people. There's no cars. There's no bicycles. There's no.
But we hear muffled voices.
Possibly maybe voices like muffled voices coming from inside one or two. But like I said,
Is anybody else finding this a little bit odd?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not even somewhere like this. You come in, you'd expect to like disturb like a family dog. But there's not even any barking dogs. There's
No smoke coming out of any chimneys.
no
No livestock?
no horses, no sheep, no cattle. There's no there's no post office, no pub, there's not even any
Something
electricity or telephone wires.
very peculiar going on here.
So the huge court, like I said, there's maybe about 10 buildings, including this what looks like a ruined church. They're all like the other buildings, the helms you've seen in these other places you pass through. They're all kind of ramshackle, old stone buildings. Some of them almost look like they're only being held together by the foliage that's overtaken most of them. And in one case, you can see as you approach in this church, you can see one of these houses, like a huge elm tree has been. Looks like it's literally been incorporated inside the actual building. You can make a spot hidden as well as you come to the front of this church.
There you go.
George, can you see nothing?
I see nothing.
Walking on the walls and stuff.
I've just got snow in my eyes.
Okay, so there is the house near closest, the last house. You walk past closest to the church. You do notice there is a thin sort of slither of smoke coming up from the chimney there. And now you're closer. Also, now you're close to this old ruined church. You can see that the what must have been the windows that run down the side of it. They're all boarded up, and the front doors of the church are all barricaded with this kind of haphazard, random heap of rotten timber.
Barricaded.
So, seeing people tend to mind their own business here and aren't too fussed, would either the church or that house with the elm tree on it make a suitable impromptu campsite?
That's what I was thinking about the church, at least.
Yeah, a bit of shelter, build a small fire,
Yeah.
keep yourselves warm.
Is there any way that we can sort of get into the church then?
You could probably undo the work. I mean, it's not. It's not, very secure. It's like I say, it's just these random piece of wood, like bits of maybe a bit of floorboard, maybe a bit of a tree branch, maybe a bit of a railway sleeper, just haphazardly nailed and propped up against the doors.
Now, do we want to force open that one, which is on the sort of main street, or do we want to go around the back?
Yeah, let's have a look, see if there's a smaller door around back then rather than the main door.
Okay. So it's getting cold. You start to feel
Yeah.
the burn of the cold in your fingertips and your other extremities. But yeah, it's sort of as you go, you head round the side of the church, and there is like a small side door. Again, it's been just haphazardly boarded up or barricaded, or however you want to describe it. Some of these pieces of wood are just propped, kind of wedged against it. Some of them are nailed into place.
Well, yeah. Can we pull one of the pieces of wood off and use that as a makeshift lever to pull the rest out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose between the four of us, we can jimmy it off anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, particularly between you, it doesn't take a great deal of effort to do it. Like I say, it's not like it's been done with any concerted effort to stop people getting in.
Does it look like it's been done to stop people as just a vague effort to stop people getting in? Or
Yeah, well, vague.
More concerted effort to stop something getting out.
Again, it's not. It's kind of a haphazard affair. It doesn't look like it's. Regardless of whether it's keep somebody in or keep somebody out, it's not being done very effectively.
Okay. Yeah, let's break our way in.
Yeah.
because it is getting busted cold out here.
Yeah. Before we freeze to death, let's get in that church.
And
The
some
maps
of us
are-
do have the constitution of a wet paper bag,
And others are dressed as Charlie Chaplin.
and others are in
Yeah.
tails. Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, it takes some amount of effort, but it's not a major task to unblock this door, and you find once you've like prized the few pieces of wood that are actually nailed into place that the door itself isn't actually locked, and it's a bit stiff and swollen, so you have to like kind of jiggle it and put that's probably the hardest part, just to pull this old swollen wooden door open, and it opens into to the back of the church, towards where the pulpit would be, and it's pretty dark inside. Like I say, all the windows are boarded up from the outside, and as you cast the beams, excuse me, the beams of your torches out, the entire interior just been wrecked. There's pews in here, but they've just been smashed up, and there's just the broken remains of the pews and the pulpit just scattered across the floor.
Right. Important question though. Are they dry?
It is dry in here, yeah. So it is. So despite everything else, the roof appears to be intact, and it's still cold in here. But yeah, it appears to be dry. All the wood at the very least you've got a ready supply of firewood.
Well, someone's done us a favour by smashing it up for us. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The vicar must have given a really bad sermon that day.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Is there something looking remotely like a hearth?
No.
Because what would they want to do is smoke ourselves out.
To be fair, if we make it by one of these boarded up, broken windows, probably be fine anyway.
That works. Guess we'll set to it then, get a small fire going.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's collect some wood.
Yep.
Have we got
Get
some
kindling.
matches?
Yeah, well, we're packed for outdoors, so we've got kindling and
yeah.
matches. And
That's all right.
there's no
We'll be
Bunsen burners, or what do you call them? Bluey stoves. No gas stoves in those days.
Yeah.
Can't have to do it on fire.
No, pretty bulky. But yeah, so I forget what they called it. What's the far end of the church called behind where the old
Vestry?
Is it the vestry? I wasn't sure if it is the vestry. So yeah, let's say it's the vestry. If somebody wants to correct us on that, please do. But yeah, so that's maybe the most sorry.
No, it's all right, Karen.
So that's maybe the most contained place. We can like build a fire around there, so it's get more benefit from the heat. It's a smaller area, a bit more sheltered. And as you get the fire going, the flames light up, you get throwing a bit of light, shadow cast across the walls. You notice on the back wall of the vestry, the like far back wall, there's what at first you thought was like the old marks, the old stonework as it had blackened. You can see it's what looks like paint or dye that's been at first it looks like it's just been haphazardly just like splashed on the wall, but as the flames pick up and it gets going a bit more and it casts a bit more light, you see it's like somebody has crudely, admittedly, but somebody has painted something on the back wall of the vestry. It's
Can we tell what it looks?
kind of
Do we know
black
what
splodge. It looks, so as you look at it, it's kind of suggestive of something, perhaps a bull or a goat.
So we can either create some brands, gaming brands, and look at it, or we can wait until morning. I was going to say, is it worth drawing, just in case, seeing these locals are not too friendly, is it worth casting too much light and creating noise and attention to yourselves
What bus?
as we're kind of illegally camped out in the church?
The bus is certainly not in the church. We've got the bus sound effects going.
He just smashed. How could I say? Just smashed it through the door. And
Oh dear. We'll go with that instead.
I wonder if this is related to our friend Malcolm, was it? That we had a few drinks with? Talking about the old gods and I
Yeah.
think some sort of witchcraft or dare I say it, paganism has like got a grip on these group of towns.
Seems to be that way, boarding up the churches, sort of symbology on the wall, maybe. And can I just? Do you think it's wise that we maybe secure the doors this evening?
It's probably worth it anyway, just in case somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want people sneaking in on us in an evening or
No,
animals.
no, I think we should try and secure the door for sure.
Yeah.
Can I have a cult roll for these weird drawings?
Well, that's what he's saying. We can't see them in this light, so our option would be either wait the morning or get make crude torches.
I think we should.
But I'm asking the question: do we want to
Yeah.
make crude torches and cast a lot of light and movement,
I could,
considering our situation?
I think we should. I think we should just wait till morning. We're here now. They're not going to go anywhere.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, wrap up warm. We've got a fire. Pile the fire sort of nice and tight so it lasts.
Yeah, plenty of wood by it. Spread it out so it distributes the heat across us. And yeah,
Do we see any water or source of water?
holy
Plenty of
water.
snow.
That works because we've obviously got little pot kettles. Shove a bit of snow in,
Yeah,
boil a bit, make some more tea, fill our flasks again.
Boil it up in the font.
Yep.
Can't hear you, Phil. Can't hear you, Phil.
Phil, you've gone silent.
Sorry, I've muted myself.
All right.
No, there's no source of water in here. You could
Well,
probably,
plenty of
like you
snow.
say, you could probably boil up some snow from outside.
Yeah, we'll
There's
grab
no
some
running
handfuls of
water.
snow.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah, we'll grab handfuls of snow and we'll boil it up, fill our thermos flasks again so we're ready for the next day.
Yeah.
Remember, don't pick up the yellow snow.
I think we're okay for that round here. There don't seem to be anyone
Yeah.
about.
Seems to be nobody about, so
Okay, so
Have a nice, quiet, relaxing night.
yes, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be.
in an abandoned
perfectly-
church in a Hicksville village.
Should be perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Sure, it will be.
Oh, it's the same name. Right. Okay. So. Can Charles and Gerald make a power roll?
Power roll.
A power roll.
Oh, okay. Okay, sheet gone.
Oh, John.
Power. Oh, okay.
That's for me.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Well-
Excellent.
We'll
So.
save those dreams for later. Thank you very much.
So, Gerald.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
Everything's
cold
fine.
outside, as you know,
Yeah.
and the bedroom window stands wide open.
What? I'm not in my bedroom.
The curtains sign to the room. You watch yourself sleeping, wrapping the sheets more tightly around your shoulders, and you see they're ripped, shredded into long streamers. You rise from bed and stumble out of the room, along unfamiliar corridors and across large chambers. You notice marble, carpet, glass, velvet hangings, brick, porcelain, oil, and golden wood. One of you is muttering, "It's all a distraction, all a distraction." There's a mask on the wall. You take it up and put it on. You see a sword and pick it up. The robe of tattered cotton plays out behind you, lending you a dignity commensurate with your task. And then you see someone in a side corridor watching you, your doppelganger, eager and worried. Suddenly furious, you hurry over, gripping the sword tightly. You think you can stand in judgment over me? You think this has nothing to do with you? You wonder just what you're capable of. It is my crown. Mine. You whirl forward, the weapons singing. Attack and defense are contrived and inexpert and you separate, but blood blooms thickly on your arm. You're shocked. You've seen many weapons like this, but you didn't think they actually worked. And you hold the wound and watch your double raise the sword again, and you both look so afraid.
Not massively keen on that.
So Charles Highsmith.
I sleep like a baby. Thanks.
Green and black light slants down through the canopy of leaves to the floor. You walk on soft moss that surrounds the trees. Old oaks make a city here, quiet but watchful. Every detail is in place. You imagine who you might meet here in this fairy tale forest. Wild Serenus the hunter, the fairy queen with her donkeys, hobgoblins and sprites, the wolf at the banquet, all tooth and cunning. And by thinking of them, you bring them closer.
I didn't want to think of them.
Someone falls into step beside you, and it's another you imagine, the rogue, the highwayman. What or one of those. He strides along, capable and sure, rolling on the balls of his feet with an easy gait. Longbow across his back, dirk at his belt. He's grinning. No, he isn't. You can't keep up this conceit. The old forest is gone, and as it is, your companion becomes. Who is it? If you're pilgrim, then fearful, vain confidence. But with this hesitation, you're alone, and a welter of staging is replaced by bare boards. Your plot by an empty page. Someone else directs your dream, and you can't escape with the distractions of fairy tales and allegories. You're walking to him. You're crossing featureless frosty ground. Aldebaran looms ahead. It has slipped so low in the sky that it touches the horizon, almost so one could step up to it now. One could step down from it. Thousands of stars show, but not the stars you know. There are others with you, friends, but they're just an escort. But it's only you that matters. No Caesar has ever performed an action to match this one. You see a bright light and then a tall figure. His white and yellow robes move in a wind that you don't feel. His hand reaches out, and awed, you see yourself take it and walk through.
You just scared Gerald there instead of me.
Yeah.
It's my dream. Get out. It's my turn.
You're welcome to it, mate.
So you both lose 1 point of sanity.
Oh, marvellous. Can you reset my daily?
I can reset your daily, yes.
Let me just put it back to 60. Or can I reset? No, I can't reset my daily. Not that I'm going to lose any more sanity today.
No, so
Reset
I shall
daily what?
the daily
definite.
sanity limit. I've reset it again because you'll not do it.
Ah.
I shall do the same for Charles.
Gah.
So,
So obviously we got to bed early, so it's not midnight yet, so that'll reset the next day.
So you wake early the next morning, shivering in the cold. The ember, the fire just faint embers and smoke puthering up from it.
Might be worth getting it going again for some breakfast.
Yeah. Put a few nice pews on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can easily get a fire going again. Warm yourself up.
Open up the bacon and the wax paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack a few eggs.
Yeah, I'm not sure what how extensive your limited supplies are.
You always bring 24 hours worth of rations when you're out hiking. Did you not know that? That's basics.
So you eat as best you can, warm yourselves as best you can, pack away your things. By which time it's about 7 o'clock in the morning.
What's the weather doing outside?
It's just snowing. Still snowing just a little bit, but there's still only a light covering outside, maybe a couple of centimeters at most.
What's the light situation like in the interior?
Yeah, can we have a better sort of view of the paint or whatever it is?
Yeah,
on the
so
wall?
it is pretty dim in here because, like I say, all the windows are all boarded up, but there is kind of like twilight. You can certainly see this. See your surroundings clear, much more clearer than you could the night before.
But if we light torches now, it won't stand out as much.
No, but there's not really. It's not dark to the point that you'd need any artificial. That would provide you any more benefit really. But yeah, the light doesn't really afford you any better interpretation of this blot on the wall. In fact, you're not even sure of your initial impressions.
Is it like a Rorschach test or something?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, so yeah, like that's probably it's probably what it brings to mind for Charles. Yeah, but it's big. It's probably about 10 feet tall.
Well,
So
that was
somebody's gone to some effort to do it, even though it just looks kind of random.
This wouldn't be any of that pesky modern art I hear people like trying to indulge in these days.
No, that's all like squares and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was definitely something weird that I saw. Shall we go and explore town?
Well, I think we should.
Probably starting with that house that had smoke coming from it last night.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go knock on some doors.
And then run away.
Yeah. Well, I know I've got a good use for all them eggs that we've not used.
Let's save them because we might need them later on tonight. I don't think we're getting any.
Yeah.
There's any shops around here.
no, there certainly isn't.
There might be a chicken or two knocking around. Or a goat. Probably a goat.
Yeah.
Probably black.
Called Peter.
Yeah.
No, Phillips, you know what you mean?
Okay, so you gather your things. Are you getting all your stuff together, or just getting dressed?
No, I think we'll take all the stuff. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave anything behind because
Somebody will nick it.
Yeah, we might come back and it might not be there.
Yeah, we mightn't come back to exactly here. You know, if we're going to be traveling around.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are ramblers after all.
You closing the church up behind you, or
Yep. Well, we're not going to nail it back in, but
no? Well, you haven't got the
We'll
means to nail it back.
secure it.
Just yeah, pile some stuff around it.
just make it look as if it hasn't been disturbed, sort of thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that, and you take the opportunity to have a proper look around the village. In the light of day, it looks more bleak than it could have ever possibly looked during at night time.
I don't know. It looked pretty damn bleak last night.
It did.
Like when you go into a village and there's no pub,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we've left civilization.
So there's still no sign of anybody or anything. The one house that you think you saw smoke coming from, with smoke issuing out of the chimney, there isn't now.
Well, let's go and knock on the door anyway.
Do we know?
Are there any footprints at all
No.
in the snow?
Only your own.
My sister's coming, and I gotta help her with some stuff, so I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Is
No worries, Derek. I hope everything's
Oh.
all right.
But the dream scene was amazing, by the way.
Cool. Glad you like that.
Anyway, hope to see you next week.
Yeah.
No worries. See you in a bit.
Yeah, catch you later.
Take
do
care,
we know
Derek.
what time it is? Have we got, so do we know what time of day it is? So is it like
Just after 7.
Yeah. So you
All right,
probably have a
7:06.
Yeah. There you go.
In fact,
Yeah. You got a
it-
wristwatch.
Oh yeah. So
on my pocket watch.
is it too early to be knocking on doors?
Oh, maybe. To be fair, I thought by the time we've got up, had some breakfast, tidied up a bit after ourselves, done the washing up, had a shower. It's probably going to be a wee bit later.
Yeah.
Certainly leave it till it's light.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
certainly it's light. So let's say it's 7:30.
Let's. I think we should just maybe have a nosy around, see what we can see, gather a bit of information before we start knocking.
Knocking. Yeah.
You know, don't want to announce our presence. So
But yeah, there's
so this isn't a farming community or anything. There's no. How do they sustain themselves?
there's
That's what we're kinda looking
there's
for.
no
Well,
sign.
there's nobody.
There's no evidence of how they sustain themselves, what the community subsists on, or anything.
Or that there's anybody actually here.
The fresh Aryans.
Oh god, do you remember that? That was on an American talk show. Some guy was at not a whole cult.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
brilliant.
These are just as weird.
Yeah.
So we're in Clotton, not Lower Clotton, is that right?
You're in Clotton, yeah.
Yeah. Let's have a bit of a mooch around. Keep an eye open for any footprints, any sort of sign of life.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't take. Well, like I said, there's only 10, including this old church. There's only 10 buildings in the place. It only takes you a couple of minutes, and there's nothing. There's nothing. Nobody. No sign of anybody moving about. Not just no fresh footprints. There's no
Nothing.
there's no older ones. There's no ones that are maybe from the night before that have been they're slightly filled in.
No animal tracks.
No,
I was just going to say
nothing.
no dogs or.
Nothing.
These
Not even
houses.
wildlife, like rabbits or anything. Normally.
You can hear maybe catch sounds of birds, but you don't see any.
These houses, are they boarded up as well, or
No,
are they?
the houses aren't boarded. They've got shutters on the windows, and without exception, everyone has the shutters are closed.
Now, feasibly then, if this village, because we'll have this map, though, with our characters.
Sorry.
Our characters have this map.
Yep. So you've got this map. You've also got copies of the maps that you got from the library. The military survey.
So, gentlemen,
maps.
the question is this going to be a staged sort of incursion to each part every day? Don't stay too long. Or we're going to try and go for Nug's farm now that we're here?
I think we should go to the farm while we're here because that's his ultimate aim. Because if not, I mean, his biggest problem is going to be food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We'll hang about, get the bus back to like Bristol, stock up again, come back the next day.
Well, even if we come back next day, we're going to be in the same situation as this, where we're going to have to spend.
Yeah, we're not going to start in Cotton this time. We'll maybe start. I'm just throwing it as an idea. I'm not committed to it. If that makes sense.
I think we need to go and have a look at the farm.
I mean, could we get to the farm and back?
Well, it's about 2 miles according to that scale.
Yeah, so potentially we could, couldn't we?
Shall we? There's a path, or should we head for that abandoned farm?
No, let's try for the one that we think has got somebody in there first, if only.
Yeah.
So basically, we want to follow the railway tracks till it hits the path. We want to follow that path till it leaves that small copse of trees, that small wood.
Yeah.
And then take a compass bearing.
Yeah.
To Nug's farm.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, we should handrail. Actually, we'll handrail the road. That'd be better. Then we're not like charging straight in because we'll be. What is that? It's not even a quarter of a mile. So yeah, we'll follow we'll find the railway track. That'll be our first handrail. And head north. Then we'll find that path. Bit strange a path just going to a railway track and stopping.
It does. It's so yeah. That map. So on the maps that you've got, it does actually come off the road. So it's just not marked on very well on there. So it does join the road, that path.
Cool.
All right, cool. So yeah, does that sound like a plan, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Find the railway track. That's a massive feature. Follow it north until we hit that path. Walk along the path to the copse of trees, and then depending on what it looks like, we'll either stay within the tree line and make our way down, or stay at least to the outside of it so we're not like impeding in view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, that's what we'll do then until we're told different.
Okay. Right. So you head north along the road, leaving Clotton behind, and it's about a 10-minute walk before you spot the footpath heading off to your right up into the hills and the forest.
That's fine.
Okay, so
We're ramblers doing rambling things, so we're just completely in place.
Yeah.
Silly Londoners, you know.
Everything's fine.
So yeah, okay. So the road, just before you get to the path, the road crosses over a small river. Looks like there was a sign here, but it's been there's the stump, the like post of the sign, but it's wherever this river's called, you don't know because somebody's removed the actual name. So you leave the road and start following the footpath, kind of due east towards in the general direction of Lower Clotton. So it looks like the path heads in that direction, but doesn't go directly to it. Or in fact any of these places, like Tent Hill and Lower Clotton and Mercy Hill, the footpath that's marked on the map passes close by, but doesn't actually doesn't actually appear to be any deviation, any like side paths marked on the map that actually connect to these places.
Are we seeing any buildings or houses?
Not at the moment, because it's not kind of like flat. It's all like it's like hills. It's all undulating. And the path
the
kind of
baby's heads,
dips.
that sort of
It
thing?
goes through. It goes in through little valleys and gullies and clefts between the hills. And there's like obviously there's like bushes and trees everywhere. So if you left the path, you could imagine you could quite easily get lost.
That's not
Well,
that.
let's stick to the path.
Yeah, we don't want to be getting lost out here.
Okay, so it's like I say, it's cold, it's dreary, the weather's cold and dreary. Almost immediately, this footpath crosses over the railway line, and then it climbs steadily uphill, briefly affording you a view of the forest ahead, which looks much closer than the map would suggest.
So I seem to remember the forest had grown substantially.
So, glancing behind you, you can see what might be the Severn River, maybe about 3-4 miles away, or perhaps it's a canal. You're not entirely sure. It's a bit hard to tell. And as you continue along the path, the countryside around you looks uncared for. So it's managed. It looks to be, it's like farmed land, but it looks untended. There's fallen down fences and poorly tended hedges that divide the field. Every so often you spot a few pieces of farm equipment that are clearly made, as the bus driver hinted, they're clearly been they're not mechanical ones, they're made to be the horse-drawn implements, but they've just been left to rust and decay in the fields. After about a mile or so, despite the short distance, it's quite hard going in places. But after about a mile, you see the first evidence of life that you've seen since getting off the bus. A little way off, you can see about a dozen scrawny-looking sheep that are gathered expectantly by an empty food trough. And beside them stands, you're surprised to see a man, a farmhand, you presume. It's just kind of like stood there, just like staring off into space. It's maybe about 100 yards or more south of you.
Are we just going to bluff it out?
Well, we don't want to
sorry, to the north of you. Sorry, not south of you.
Just
So in there is through the mist and the snowfall. In the distance, you can see what might be a collection of buildings. And looking at your map, it might be Temp Hill. But there's no sign of any of the path that leads that way. And this guy is just kind of stood ignoring the sheep that are like stood there waiting to be fed, and he's just kind of stood staring off into the distance.
Shall we give him a nice cheery hello?
Yeah.
So, hello!
Good morning to you, sir.
I just wave.
Okay, so as you hail him, he turns around, and you can see he's kind of thin, gangly looking, and quite ugly. He's got, even from this distance, you can see he's got like big, pronounced ears and protruding buck teeth.
Man can't help it.
And as soon as he turns, when he turns and sees you, he turns around and starts walking at a fast pace towards the buildings in the distance.
Oh, okay. Can we see which building he's heading towards?
Yeah, no, not exactly, because you can just see these buildings are maybe about a mile away.
Right.
So, like I say, you can just see a collection of buildings that you presume is Temp Hill.
Gerald, do you maybe want to get that shotgun ready? He looked a bit excitable.
Follow him, I guess.
You gonna follow him?
Yeah. Is he heading towards Lug's farm?
No,
No, he's heading the other way towards Temple.
in north.
Oh, right, okay.
He's heading north.
Do we go to the farm first?
Yeah,
Do we stick to the plan?
stick to the plan.
Okay. So as this guy heads off, you soon lose sight of him as he walks down like a dip in the hills, and these sheep start milling around, they move off from the disappointed. They move off from this food trough and start milling around. You're just going to continue on the footpath then, yeah?
Yeah.
Until we get to the edge of the small wood.
Okay, so the footpath goes on for... You follow it for about another mile. And now the... like I say, we're not in the forest properly, like kind of isolated trees are now starting to thicken, getting more close together, more compact. There we go. And according to glancing, of course, now you can't see any landmarks around you at all. All you can see is the forest around, the trees around you.
That looks like one of those special forests where trees move about and stuff.
The minute you turn back, like ding, 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 ding.
We just end up going around in circles now.
Yeah.
So, glancing at checking your maps, you think you still seem to be following this path. You think you must be getting close to Lower Clotton and Mercy Hill. Although they're off to the north, off the path. But you must be, if that's the case, then you must be quite close to Nug's farm by now. Maybe no more than half an hour's walk.
Yeah, so the plan was when we got to the edge of the forest, when the path leaves that little copse of trees,
Yeah,
is want to follow the edge south,
yeah,
and we should be within visual range then.
okay. So,
If we reach the bottom of the copse, then we're too far. So we've kind of got that as a handrail.
Yeah.
So okay, so you keep going, but now the path seems to be cutting through a band of forest that's not on your map. So you're still amongst the trees, and but it doesn't tally with what's on these maps. You should have come out of the trees by now, and as you walk, and you become aware of like this high kind of sweet smell that comes and goes on like there's like all this almost like this intermittent breeze blowing through the trees, and every so often when it blows, you get this sweet smell. And as you continue on, the footpath crosses over a stream of stagnant, foul-smelling water, and across the other side, pass through a really dense patch of black poppies that just stretch across the forest floor to either side as far as you can see, and the woods is just getting thicker and more lush, and there's deep ferns that grow like almost to like chest height, moss and fungal growth covering the trees, and it's if you don't watch your footing, it's you find yourself almost stepping off the path, and if you step off it, it's quite clear that if you step off the path, it's quite clear to be hard to find. Could be hard to find it again.
So I pulled my compass out. Is there anything strange going on? Is it still?
No.
I guess should be the path should be heading east.
Yeah, so you still seem to be following directions, following this footpath, but it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't. But at the same time, it doesn't seem to tally with this. The map doesn't seem to tally with all your surroundings. You can.
But we entered at the right place, so everything
Yeah.
sort of tallied up.
Yeah.
When we entered this way.
Yeah. It's just you're in. According to the map, this bit of woodland shouldn't be here. You can make natural history rolls as well if you like.
Badly, I can.
I think it's unlikely, but let's go for no.
Or botany if you want. It's probably even worse. But yeah, natural history or natural world. Sorry.
Yeah.
That'll be a no.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, that was a 9 then for a minute. Okay.
And remember, this rambling outdoor business is a ruse. We are city people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're from civilized part. We're not actually. But black poppies? Has anybody seen such a thing?
No, the black poppy's the source of that smell.
You don't know. Maybe.
Could we pick one up?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'll pick one up then and smell it, see if it's recognisable.
No, no. It's barely got any odour at all.
Okay.
Kind of like quite musty smelling. And you can all make a listen roll as well.
Listen.
Ooh, squeaked up.
Oh no.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yes.
Okay, so Gerald and George, you become aware of like a noise, strange noise, like a distant thrumming noise, or like maybe like a swarm of bees, or no, more like the thrum of electricity.
Do we know which direction from?
No.
Or we just hear it?
No, it's just like an ambient noise. So Charles, you don't hear this.
I'll
You're unaware of this unless it's mentioned.
I'll point it out to Charles. Well, I'll ask both of them. Can you hear that? That like thrumming
Yeah. It's
No.
power lines or
bees.
So you can make another listen roll, Charles, if you want.
You really can't hear it, Charles.
Sorry, I was slightly distracted there. Now that you mention it,
now that you take your headphones off.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
Earmuffs. I had my earmuffs on because it was cold.
Wow.
But we can't like
No,
Yes.
it doesn't seem. So it's like an ambient noise. Like
Has it
almost
got louder or more noticeable as we've walked in this direction?
no. You just kind of become aware of it, and it's all like I say, it's like an ambient noise, like as if it's all around. You can almost feel it.
So the question is, do we backtrack to where we know? Because this isn't looking too good. We should have been out of this by now. We should have just been.
was
Really
that
simple.
stream on our map?
Yeah.
My concern is that if we turn round, if this has been going on for longer than it has, what if we turn round and it doesn't take us back then?
Well, then we're in trouble either way.
So there's
So, so are we better off just carrying on forward?
so there's streams on your map, but again, the stream on the map isn't in a wooded area.
But does the stream go? If we follow this, my thinking is, can we follow the stream towards?
According to the map, it just kind of peters out in the woods.
No, so we don't want to do that.
Wait, is that the stream? Is that the sort of wiggly line? Because it's not in the legendary.
Let me have a look.
It's like a wiggly line. Seem to go past like to the furthest east. This.
No, that's the tree line. So it's the stream's not actually marked on this like sketch, this like
Alright.
handy map. But it's on the maps that you've got, the Ordnance Survey maps and the copies of taken of the military survey maps. It's on there.
Where
but
does this? How close does the stream go to Nug's farm?
No, it doesn't really. It looks like it's kind of some kind of spring, like so it surfaces somewhere to the north towards close towards Lower Clotton, and then it crosses the path and then just disappears on the map.
So, how long should we walk for?
So according to the map, you should be within can't be more than 20 minutes away.
Yeah, but we're still in the woods.
Yeah.
So my question to the group, sorry, is how long should we further forward?
I think we need to keep on going.
Yeah, but should we time ourselves? 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then if we're still not out of the woods, stop. That's the question I'm asking.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's go with 30 minutes. Overdo it rather than. Wouldn't want to stop like 5 minutes before we get there. So yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea.
I kind of pull out my pocket watch, just sort of a wee bit nervous. This is a bit strange.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not entirely natural, is it?
So flip open the pocket watch, and then okay, when we're ready, gents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get cracking.
We'll carry on walking. And
Okay.
I'll just keep an eye on the pocket watch till 30 minutes.
Okay, so you've been walking for just a few more minutes, and you become aware of, Charles, you become aware of like a kind of, almost like a tightening sensation, right? Like as if the skin around your temples is tightening. And you feel, and it seems to spread from your temples across your forehead. As if the skin's like the skin's become tight.
Everybody okay? Is anybody? This is feeling very strange.
And George, you feel this like sort of pressure at the base of your neck, the top of your spine.
I'd rub back of my head.
Okay, it seems to alleviate it.
Do you guys feel that?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit strange. That's what I was asking. And just
Feels a bit weird.
is there pollen? Is that sweet smell still around?
The smell's gone, but you can still hear this like thrumming noise. There's like this background noise. You're not even really sure if you are hearing it.
For winter, there's a lot of greenery. I wonder if we're actually breathing something in here.
Yeah, like those black poppies.
Yeah, someone's been sniffing them. So, as you carry on, you feel this sensation. Although sort of rubbing your temples or rubbing your neck, it kind of seems to alleviate it. At the same time, it seems to like intensify as well, and you begin to almost like a migraine headache.
How long have we been walking?
You've been walking now, say maybe just since you started keeping track of you on your watch, maybe about between 5 and 10 minutes.
Okay, well, we've got the plan, so we're going to keep pushing on. Could be
Yeah.
a lot of things. Could be anxiety. Could be something in the air here.
Yeah. Charles, you think that sounds. It seems to you feel like that fits. It does almost feel like anxiety, or at least that's what you've. When that thought pops into your head, that's what that seems to be.
Yeah, I start mulling over. Like I've actually just spent the night after we broke into a church in an abandoned village. Almost survival. I'm a quite well-to-do city person. This is all very strange, and we're looking for a possible cult or strange folks. I'm completely alien environment here. This is it's not me. So it's probably just the shock of all of this at once. So I just sort of shake myself. All right, get yourself together, man. Come on.
Yeah.
20 minutes to go.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, so you continue on, and you can all make a spot hidden roll. Just whoever gets the if provided you do get a success, whoever gets the greatest success.
That would not be me.
Oh,
Oh my word!
Hey!
We're just.
Okay, there's no.
I'm
There's
too
no.
busy muttering and mulling over stuff.
Yeah, there's no fumble result for George, not me.
Well,
Yes.
George.
Yes, I've gone.
George is too busy trying to tell me to keep it together.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So yeah, you maybe you kind of your concentration is being affected by this noise and this tightening feeling, this like fuzziness, this headache, this like migraine has changed to like this almost like this fuzziness. And you're struggling, finding it hard to like not concentrate completely, but your concentration kind of drifts. You find yourself just like kind of daydreaming. Gerald, as we walk along and your foot kicks something, and looking down, you see you've kicked apart a pattern of small white rocks that was like arranged across the path.
I'll just call to these two and go, hey, guys, you seen this?
I just sort of. Oh. Sorry, I was away somewhere there. Yeah. Do show.
These rocks, I've just kicked them over, but seems a bit odd.
So the small pebbles, but they're all of them are like perfectly white, and they look like they're placed in some kind. Look like they were placed in some kind of pattern or like arrangement on the path, maybe in a circle or something. You're not entirely sure because, like I say, you've yeah. And at that point, you can all make another spot hidden roll as well, as you hear some movement off to the side that like draws your attention.
God.
How have I managed to roll a cocked dice on a computer?
I'm away with the furries.
So George, you like I say, maybe the other two are probably too.
Is he talking about
yeah,
rocks?
Yeah, be looking at these rocks, but yeah, there's a movement, some movement just out the corner of your eye, and looking up, you see a figure a little way down the path, maybe about 50 yards away, just off in the trees, maybe just slightly off the path, and this figure is watching you all.
You there, sir? You there? In the trees?
So, as you call out, you notice it. You notice something strikes you as a little bit odd. So, he's wearing. So from the waist up, he's wearing no clothes.
In this weather?
Has dogging been invented yet?
Escapade, the first escapade.
You can make another spot hidden as well. Just, like I say, you can see he's got no clothes. He's got quite hairy chest, and he starts, as you call out, he starts to move off.
No. Sir, you there, sir? Stop! Stop! I'd like to speak to you.
Do you want to? So he doesn't stop.
No, I don't want to leave the path.
Okay, right. So since you don't pursue him, you quickly lose sight of him, and he just vanishes amongst the trees. He's gone.
Right. Time check.
About 20 minutes, almost.
Shall we crack on for another 10 minutes, or what are you thinking? This is starting to get very strange.
But something. I feel that maybe we are actually getting somewhere though.
Well, so do I, because we're starting to see
Signs of
more.
life.
Let's stick to the 30-minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you continue on, like glance over where that figure disappeared, but there's no sign of him. Don't know who it was, where they've gone. And ahead of you, after maybe about another 5 minutes, ahead of you, you can see the trees are starting to thin out, and you pass out of this spur of the wood, bearing. And as you come out of the woods, you can see off the path. You can see 3 farms.
Do any of them look inhabited?
So bearing off the path looks so yeah, it's kind of dotted. There's like these 3 farms dotted out in a line below on the lower slopes of this hill that you find yourselves on as you emerge from the trees, and like the forest is not as you watch, obviously, is kind of expanding. There's like almost like 3 fingers reaching out towards these 3 farms. You
Does
can
that
see
line up with the map?
Yeah, so the farms do. Again, there's more forest than there is on the map. Like I said, like these three fingers, like extending, almost extending from the woods.
They're pretty good gardeners around here. Pity who wouldn't apply themselves to something more useful.
So there's, like I said, these three farms, like quite spread out. Maybe it's spread out over about over a mile or so, but you can it's quite open now here. Now you've emerged from the woods, you can clearly see them. And the two at either end, or the ones at either end, are clearly abandoned. You can see the buildings are tumbled down, they're overgrown. Whereas the one in the middle, you can see smoke. You can clearly see a line of smoke coming from the chimney.
Hurrah!
So that's according to the map, that's Nug's farm. Now, Chance, are we approaching directly?
Yeah, why not?
I would guess so. Yeah.
Okay, so it would be impossible to it's all open around it.
Yeah, I was going to say I can't see us sneaking up really.
So as you leave the path and then head out across this open ground towards the farm. So there's no path that leads to it from the main path that you've been following. And as you get close, you can see there's glass in the glass in the windows and the chimney, the smoke belching from the chimney. So clearly somebody's home. And you're maybe about a few hundred yards off when you hear the sound of barking and three big mastiff, and you can see three big mastiff dogs run out of the house, out the farmhouse, into the yard and stand. They come so far forward and then stand barking. And as they're like blah, blah, blah. A woman comes out from out the house behind them, and she looks maybe about 30 years old. She's got short blonde hair, wearing overalls, boots and gloves, and she's got like a short outdoor coat on. She looks nothing like the few the few people you've seen in the past couple of days.
I'm assuming this is what was her name?
HIllary
Are
Quarrie.
we going straight out with that, or have we got a cover story? We are ramblers. We're not going to walk up and go, oh, by the way, are you the local cult we've heard about? Just, you know.
No. I was going to go with we're friends of what's his face. Exactly that. We're friends of what's his face.
Wasn't Malcolm?
You know,
Somebody else.
Gresty.
Yeah. Yeah, we're friends of Wilfred, was it?
Yeah.
Suppose he did say he was heading this direction. With all the...
Yeah.
So yeah, he said he's coming to like inherit, to claim his kind of inheritance, wasn't he?
Well, we'll say visit.
To claim the cult and to
We'll say visit, and we just thought we were in the area rambling. We'll catch up. We'll not do that. We'll not go, hello, Mr. Cult,
and to claim Hillary as well. To take her to his bed and sire an heir.
But I think
that'll be a bit of a strong opening.
Yeah. Are you
I
Hillary?
was thinking more. Would you be Hillary? Is Wilfred here yet? I know he was on his way.
Are you pregnant?
Yeah.
Has he got you up the duff yet?
I
Not yet,
know
but
he was coming down, and we were going to meet him here.
So what are you doing? Is this your practicing speech, or are you approaching?
Yeah. While we're wandering across the fields, we'll have a brief discussion.
Because we wouldn't have thought about this like before we arrived. Because where's the fun in that?
Well, yeah. That would imply that we were like organised or something, which clearly we're not.
Can't be having that. You expect it all the time.
So as you start walking towards the farmhouse, towards this woman and the dog, she says something, calls the dogs to her, and they run over and sit at her side and fall silent. And as you draw closer, she doesn't say anything. You can see her watching you closely, and she carefully takes off her gloves and stuffs them into her pocket. And then you see what you presume somebody else. I presume it's a farm worker that now becomes visible at the side of the house, kind of leaning on a shovel, watching.
Are we going to go with the hi, Hillary?
Yeah.
Or hello? Would you be Hillary by any chance?
Kind of looks at you and says, and who might you be?
We're
Gresty.
we're friends of Wilfred.
Right. As you mentioned Gresty, a scowl crossed the face. I want nothing to do with Gresty. I've told that piece of shit.
Well, you don't.
You're
have
friends
you
of
don't have to
Gresty.
have
You're no
anything to
friend
do-
of mine. I don't want to. I'll have
Whoa,
nothing to do with him.
whoa. Steady on with the friend there. We're not friends. We know of him.
Yeah. Our paths have crossed.
Right. She doesn't say anything. She just She just stood watching you. The dogs. And one of the dogs growls a little bit, and she just like says something quietly to it and taps it on the head, and it falls quiet again.
I don't know if you know, but he's planning on coming down here. He has eyes on your farm.
Charles, you can make a psychology roll, I think.
I'd ask him again.
Have we been eaten by dogs yet?
No. You need
No,
a psychology roll.
but
Oh,
she doesn't like us already.
Well, that's pretty much part of the course, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
That tends to happen a lot when we meet people. Can't think why. But it's okay, because I know people. I'm good. I mean, I'm usually a good judge of character. I'm one that can find my... What it is. So, psychoanalysis?
Psychology.
Psychology, right, okay. I'm not going to give me an extra point. See, you know me, I'm a good judge of character, so I can just look at her straight away and find out.
So she's obviously suspicious and mistrustful of you, but she looks like she's open to listening after George's sudden backtrack. She clearly is no friend of Gresty.
Sorry, madam, didn't realise that news would cause you such distress. Obviously, we have known him through our dealings in the city. We happened to mention he's coming here. We had mentioned we were going to be sort of exploring this area, you know, as a matter of natural history.
She looks at you and says, people don't explore this area.
Exactly, that's what the whole thing is about. This is an untapped area of beauty, and yet for some reason, people don't visit here. I just don't understand. You know, more people should be coming here. It's absolutely, and I kind of try to point at the bleak landscape and convincingly say, you know, wonderful, even in the middle of winter. Can only imagine what it's like in spring.
Says, unless you're here to speak truthfully, you can speak to the dogs.
Well, we came to warn you that Wilfred is coming here with eyes on. But he seems to think that he's going to marry you. To be blunt, and I'm not sure that would be a wise idea.
She almost laughs. And how do you know who I am?
Because he told us. He was really rather inebriated at the time.
And because he mentioned my name, you decided to seek me out here?
Well, he's been, and it took quite some getting here, let me tell you, because that forest is just not normal at all. But no, he's been up to no good in London, getting up to all sorts of nefarious goings on with. Do you know a fella called Quarrie? Malcolm Quarrie.
She sighs, and she sort of bends down, like says something to the dogs, and they turn and run off into the house. I suppose you'll be in need of a hot cup of tea.
You know,
Without waiting for an answer, she turns and walks back in the house.
I could marry her myself for that.
Well, on that note, guys, I need
Yes.
to shoot. I need to shoot there.
Yes, that's probably a good point to leave it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
And then- Now we've finally found his way into this village of the damned.
And into her good books.
Well, if she makes good tea, then it's all worth it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll judge her on her tea making skills.
Yep.
whether she lives or dies.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Does she put the milk in first or after?
Oh God, no, that's blasphemy! Don't even speak such words.
She better not put that milk in first.
Well, that's it. That's game over.
Yeah.
Unless she's making a teapot.
Yeah, if she's making
You
it-
put milk in your teapot first.
No, though, if she's making a teapot and she's got a jug of milk, put in the cup first. That's acceptable.
as long as it's not wazzy tea, no one wants wazzy tea.
Was it?
I'll kill her for wazzy tea. Because if you put milk in first and she makes wazzy tea, then she's a no-oper.
In fact, tea bags weren't a thing.
No,
she'll be
they
on-
weren't.
uh,
They weren't.
It'll be proper.
She'll be on loose lips.
It'll be a tea. It should be a teapot.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
properly.
Teapot with a
been-
strainer.
Yeah.
So she better not cock it up.
Which some of us actually still remember. So you know
Yeah.
what that says about
Barely enough.
that.
But we won't be. We'll be going back to 1975 next week.
Yeah, to witness our glorious deaths.
So I don't know if you're available, Andy, in case you need to step into somebody's shoes.
Yes. Yeah, I will be. I'm
Excellent.
available.
Excellent.
So, yeah. Let me know if you need me to step in, but I am available.
Excellent. Have you well, I'll not ask if you've watched any of the previous episodes, because I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've watched them all back to back several times.
I will catch up.
So we'll be doing the finale of Highway of Blood next Wednesday, and then of course after following Wednesday we'll
Pick this back up.
put this back up.
It'll be
Tea
down.
with Hillary.
Tea, that's it. That's what the session is. Just tea with Hillary.
As long as it's not the American Hillary, because that gets you into trouble. You kind of disappear.
Yeah.
That's like a mob warning, isn't it? Across the Clintons.
We'll be making rolls for cups of tea.
Yeah, crafting rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Some serious crafting rolls.
Yeah. Well, we've not been eaten by dogs, so we're on to a
No.
winner, all right.
No.
Yeah. Everything seems to be going strangely well.
Strangely well. Yeah.
A bit
And I'm
weird.
sure those random people that we met on the way definitely aren't bad guys. They were going to try and kill us later.
Or some sort of weird creatures in woods,
Yeah, it's all going to be fine.
like Mr. Tumpus or something. But psychotic.
We'll have a cup of
Oh,
tea.
did you? Yes, that's the point. I forgot to. Did you mention that to the others that you saw that?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I would have done because they'd have heard me shouting him.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Right then, guys. So we'll pick. Well, not pick this up. So we'll be back. We'll be back next week, regardless. Anyway,
Yeah.
somewhere
Happy
in time.
Somewhere, somehow,
Excellent.
screwing it up and trying not to die.